Hi, this is my AAC video presentation. The activity will be based on Earth and space systems, daily and seasonal changes from the grade 1 curriculum. Is my communication board. This is the commonly used vocabulary. I also put in a button that says I need a break because often students with different developmental delays need sensory breaks. The other page, this is my fringe page. My activity is based on weather and what clothing will be worn with each season. So that is why the clothes are there. And then this stuff is about the weather. This right here is how he's feeling. And then these are to answer yes and no, yes, no, maybe questions. My activity name is Help Me Get Dressed for the Season. To start this, the teacher will gather the students at their desks. Colton will sit at the front by the teacher, and they will participate in a class lesson about seasonal change and how weather and temperature affects human temperature, and what we should do, what we should wear during the different seasons. During the lesson, the teacher will explain that winter is very cold, so we need to wear warm clothes to keep our bodies warm and stop us from freezing. And do the same for the other 3 seasons. To help build a connection to the activity with the students, the teacher will ask questions. This is also a great opportunity for Clayton to use the communication board. The teacher will ask questions like, what would you wear? This will give Clayton what would you wear during winter? This will give him the chance to say jacket. The teacher can ask, is it cold in the summer? Where Clayton can answer yes, no, or maybe. Other questions he may ask is, what do you think of when you hear the season summer? Or what do you think of when you think of winter? After completing the class lesson, the teacher will divide the students up into small groups. Each student will get 4 pieces of paper and cut out clothing. On the paper, it will say the season. So, for example, summer, and then right beside it, there'll be a logo to match with the season. So for summer, there would be a sun. For winter, there would be a snowflake, and so on. The students will have to discuss what they think each body in the season should wear. So, for example, the summer body, they'll dress it with shorts or bathing suit, flip-flops, or a shirt. During this part of the activity, Clayton will have many opportunities to use his communication board to communicate with his classmates and build connections with his classmates. Some of the things he could say during the discussion or the group activity are this, glove, can go on my hand. He can also say, that's funny. When the students have completed getting the bodies dressed, if they have extra time, they can draw things that correspond with the season. So, for example, for winter, they can do snowmen or Christmas trees or snowflakes. Some of the goals for Clayton throughout this activity is to have him participate in the classroom activity, for him to gain an understanding of the curriculum, for him to demonstrate a understanding of the curriculum throughout the activity, and for him to successfully interact with some of his successfully interact and communicate with some of his classmates. Sorry. Creating this activity to include Clayton will not, I'm so sorry if I keep saying Colton, I don't know why I have that in my head, will not only increase his knowledge of daily seasonal changes, but may also motivate him and give him the confidence he needs to participate in more classroom activities and build friendships with his peers. For Clayton to successfully participate in this activity, he will sit at the front of the class, closer to the teacher. When the teacher is presenting the lesson, he will listen and answer some questions that the teacher asks the class. After being split into groups, the EA will further explain the activity to him individually and encourage him to participate and communicate using his communication board, like we have practiced. To encourage Colton throughout the activity, I will prompt him to use his communication board by carefully observing how and what he is communicating. For example, if I see Clayton laughing appropriately at another joke, I will say to him, I see you are laughing, then point at the symbol and say, that is funny. That's funny. Sorry. Clayton will continue participating in the activities by taking part in discussions with his group, what they think each person should wear for each season. This is a great opportunity for Clayton to bond with his classmates and be a little silly if he wanted to. The teacher and I will also come around during this activity and ask Clayton and his group questions about the activity to make sure he is staying engaged and communicating. Once they finish discussing what they think each person should wear, Clayton will help place the clothing on the person. This should demonstrate that Colton understands the activity, help him build relationships with his peers, and be a clear indicator that he is participating in the class activity. It has also been brought to my attention that Clayton has Down syndrome, so he may need extra times throughout the activity to have sensory breaks as he might get overstimulated. Thank you so much for the extra time. I actually really needed it. My son ended up home from daycare sick, and he is actually just getting to bed now, so it's 10:44 on Tuesday, so I really appreciate it. Thank you.